right, folks. Hope you're doing good out there, wherever you are. We're in Northeast Tennessee, of course. That is where we live here in God's country, folks. Feel sorry for you if you don't live here. Anyway, folks, uh, how to seal how to seal a tank, a rusty tank. Now, this is a Vactron tank, and it's we use it for a septic sucker, a septic pump trailer is what it is. But it can be used for anything. You can pump anything, folks. So it still can be used for a Vactron. But we just purchased this, and it is 20 years old. And that means the tank is rusty. Well, it was rusty. And it did have some pretty bad pitted areas. Not terrible, but they were a little rough. And so what we decided to do was go ahead, before we put it in service, go ahead and seal this tank to give us a couple of more years of life out of the tank. So let's say the tank, the way it was, would probably last about 5 more years. We went on ahead and did what we did, sealed it, and all of that to it, and to give it another probably at least 3 more years, if not another 5 on top of the 5 it already has. Huh? So here's what we did, folks. We opened up the door, of course. That goes without saying. We cleaned all of the dirt out of it. We scraped it down real good and wire brushed it. And then we thoroughly pressure washed it. Now, of course, before we cranked the pressure washer up, we made sure that the water, we had this thing set where the water would flow out. You don't want to be in there pressure washing in a puddle of water. And so we pressure washed it thoroughly, I mean thoroughly, folks, and cleaned it up real good. Well, we set a table up here and put a fan on it, and we let that fan blow in there for 3 full days, folks, 72 hours, and dried it out thoroughly, completely dry. Now, once it was dry, we put 3 coats of oil base high performance protective enamel on there. 3 coats. Now, we let the coats of paint dry 24 hours. Now, that's between each coat. Put a coat on, let it dry 24 hours, put another coat on, let it dry 24 hours, and then another coat. Now, that last coat, now we used what we had. We had blue and white, and so we just, it didn't matter. It's the inside of a tank. Both oil base. Now, once this Rust-Oleum was dry, we let it dry for about 48 hours, the last coat. Once that was done, we went around to all the bad pitted areas, and we put flex paste, which is a super thick rubber paste, on the bad pitted areas. We did that with a Bondo applicator. I bought a package of 3. I'd suggest you do the same thing, because you will destroy 2. Now, we had to dig it out with a putty knife, which is probably destroyed. This stuff stinks. All of this stinks terribly bad, but especially this one here. Oh, it's rough, folks. All right, so we let this dry for 30 hours, the Flex Seal, which was patched all over the place. Let it dry for 30 hours, and then we put on the liquid rubber. Liquid rubber in a can. Flex Seal, liquid rubber sealant coating. This is white. You can get a couple of different colors there. You can brush it, roll it. You can dip it or pour it. You like that? Anyway, so we rolled it on. We brush and rolled this. We brush and rolled this, which is super hard to do. Super hard to brush and roll, folks. We use the Bondo applicator for the paste. This will wear your shoulder out, I promise you that. All right, folks. So, yeah, and then that's it. So it has 4 coats on it total. 4 coats on it total. And the bad areas have 5 coats on it. That's including the flex paste. But that's it, folks. So I'm going to say we'll probably get an extra 5 years, 3 to 5 years out of this tank from doing what we just did. That's what I was telling John. I said, hey, man, it's just well worth it. Well worth spending the money and taking the time and going on ahead and sealing this thing off. It'll give it some extra life. Yeah. So let's go over the price. All right, folks. So 2 gallons of this. This is $45 or $6 or $8 a gallon. We got this at Lowe's. So I'm going to say $50 after tax. So that's 2 of these at $50 a piece. $109 before tax. So let's just go ahead and say $115 or so. $35 before tax. So let's just say $37. So what do we have here, folks? Oh, and the Bondo applicators, they were $5. The roller, 2 rollers, one for the Rust-Oleum, one for the Flex Seal, have to be thrown away. We'll be able to salvage this, the frame. Now, we did use a liner because this is an expensive tray. And so, what do we have here? 102.15. Oh my goodness, probably $260. Let's just say $260 with everything. That's expensive. Oh, the brush, it'll have to be thrown away after the Flex Seal. And the brush for this, we just threw it away because you got to spend so much in mineral spirits, which we did use a gallon of mineral spirits. No, we didn't. Sorry, that's when I painted the outside of it. I'm going to say we're at about, you better be ready to spend $275. But it was well worth it. $275 to get a couple of more years of life out of the tank, well worth it. Folks, if you buy you a new one of these, or if you get you some kind of tank for whatever reason, you're not going to be drinking water out of it, seal that thing off. Take the time before you use it and seal it with some Rust-Oleum and some Flex Seal. This stuff right here is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It is for real. Anyway, folks, that's how you do it. That is how you seal a rusty tank. Right there. Anyway, folks, we will see you.